All right, let's dive into one of the absolute cornerstones of digital security, symmetric encryption. It's this invisible lock that's protecting so much of what we do online. And you know what? It all comes down to one single shared secret.
Okay, that sounds like the start of a bad joke, right? On one hand, you have a physical book you'd hide under a pillow, and on the other, you've got this invisible force connecting you to the entire internet. What could they possibly share?
And there it is. That's the answer. For that diary, it's the tiny physical key that you use to both snap it shut and to open it back up. And for your Wi-Fi, well, it's your password, a digital key that does the exact same thing. This whole idea, one key to lock, one key to unlock, that's the heart of what we're talking about today.
So, the official term for this is symmetric encryption. Now, you might also hear people call it shared key or private key encryption. Don't let the different names fool you. They all point to the exact same super important idea. The people communicating have to share the exact same key, and that key has to stay totally private.
So how does this actually play out in the real world? How do you take a message, make it secret, and then bring it back? Well, it's actually a pretty clean 4-step process. Let's walk through it.
It really boils down to these 4 moves. You generate the key, you encrypt the data, you send the data, and then the other person decrypts it. Simple as that. And it all begins, of course, with the key itself.
First up, step 1, key generation. And look, we're not talking about your dog's name here. We're talking about a seriously secure private key. Think of a super long, complex string of random characters, something like a 256-bit AES key. But here's the most critical part. Both people have to get a copy of this key before any secret messages start flying back and forth. Okay, step 2, encryption. This is where the real magic happens. You take your normal, readable message, we call that plain text, and you feed it into an algorithm along with that secret key. What comes out the other side is a completely jumbled, unreadable mess called ciphertext. Honestly, without the key, it's just random digital gibberish. And that brings us to the last 2 steps. You send that scrambled ciphertext over the internet. Now, even if someone is snooping and manages to grab it, it's completely useless to them. Then, the person on the other end just takes their copy of that exact same secret key, runs the ciphertext through the algorithm in reverse, and poof, that digital gibberish is instantly turned back into the original readable message. Now, I know this might all sound a little bit abstract, like something only spies or computer scientists use, but I guarantee you, you are using this technology every single day, probably without even thinking about it. Think about it. That password you use to connect to your home Wi-Fi, that's symmetric encryption. Tools like BitLocker that scramble your entire computer's hard drive if it gets stolen, same thing. And because it is incredibly fast and efficient, it's the absolute go-to for protecting massive databases and encrypting huge amounts of data where speed is everything. And this just nails the concept down perfectly. That Wi-Fi password, the passphrase you type in, that is the shared secret key. Your phone and your router both have it, and they use it to lock and unlock all the data flying through the air between them. It's a perfect, everyday example of this whole system in action. But here's the twist. The beautiful simplicity of using a single key is both its greatest strength and its biggest, most glaring weakness. And this leads us to the fundamental problem of symmetric encryption, the key sharing problem. And yeah, this really is the million-dollar question, isn't it? If you and I need to have a secret conversation, how do I get the secret key to you without somebody else snatching it along the way? I mean, if I just email it to you and someone's watching my emails, they get the key. And just like that, our entire secret conversation is completely exposed before we've even started. So that one simple question leads to 3 major headaches. First, how do you share the key safely? Second, once you have it, how do you store it safely? Because if a hacker breaks into your computer and steals the key file, all your encrypted data is wide open. And third, scalability. Just imagine trying to manage a unique, secret key for every single person in a big company. It becomes a logistical nightmare fast. So what we have here is this lightning-fast system that comes with this huge security puzzle attached to it. So let's just take a quick peek under the hood at the actual algorithms that make this all happen, because it really shows how things have changed over time. You can literally see security evolving right here in this table. You had old standards like DES with its tiny 56-bit key. Today, that's completely obsolete. A modern computer could crack that in no time. Then you had an upgrade, triple DES, which was stronger but also way slower. And that brings us to today's champion, AES, the Advanced Encryption Standard. It's the best of both worlds, incredibly secure with massive key sizes, and it's super efficient.
And at the end of the day, that's the fundamental trade-off. On one side, you get blazing speed, which is perfect for encrypting huge chunks of data. But on the other side, you're stuck with this constant critical challenge of how to manage and protect that one single secret key.
So, symmetric encryption is fast, it's powerful, but its greatest strength, that single key, is also its biggest Achilles heel. And that just begs a fascinating question, doesn't it? What if you didn't have to share a secret key at all? What if there was a completely different way to do this?